What is up, internet world, and welcome back to the channel. We are in beautiful California with the 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid. Look at this all new Niro. Look at this thing. It's modernized, it's hip, it's funky. I know we're talking about the front, but I'm talking about the side. It's got a side blade from an Audi R8, but it's not on the side. It's all the way back here in the C-pillar. Check this out. Now, the only color you can get this side blade on at the moment is green. In the future, they're talking more colors, but every other color you get is actually a solid color, except green, it's black. And it's a functional side blade. I mean, sort of functional. It flows through here and then comes out here. Ooh. To the front. Now, it kind of looks like a Kia Soul a little bit. Now, the digital Tiger nose grille is tighter, it's sharper. The bumper is completely different when you buy an EV. Let's take a look at the EV to show you the differences. Run, 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 run. You see right here, it's wider. It's got a different texture, like a hologram effect. And of course, the chargers in the front. It's just slightly different. Enough to know that it's not the hybrid, it's an EV. Back to the hybrid. Now, all Niros share the heartbeat DRLs. They are standard. LEDs are also standard, except for the base trim. Now, they do have keep in your lane, collision avoidance system, all built into this front radar. Interesting. Now, onto the side, this trim piece does extend longer when you buy a hybrid than when you buy an EV. In an EV, the piece stops right here. Small touch, but that's your differentiator. That's how small Kia is making the details. This does have color-coded mirror caps with LED repeaters that are massive. One of the largest LED repeaters I've seen on a mirror cap in the industry. You get 16 or 18-inch wheels. These have 18s, and this black piano trim flows all the way down the side of the car. Now, as far as getting in your car, you can use your cell phone to get in the car. You don't even need a key anymore. You just walk up to it, NFC does its thing, the car opens up, you get in, and you can start it. You can even use the app to lock, unlock, find out where the car is, and all the other details that are available today in modern technology. Now, on the side, you'll notice there is more aluminum trim up here, but the biggest piece that makes the car look wider and bigger are the roof rails, and they're black. Sick! They match the side blade. How awesome is that? I love it. To the back of the Kia Niro. If we start at the top, you will see it has a third brake light, and it is long, and a massive rear spoiler that is color matched. It does have a rear wiper. Obviously, it does have power tailgate like we talked about inside. When I push this button, it opens up. And this is height adjustable. You also have a button inside the car. When you hit it, it opens up. Now, it says HEV because this is a hybrid EV, and of course, it's a Niro. And moving lower, you have the question mark turn signals. Somebody also said out there, he might go by the name of Ian McAlpine, and he said that this looks like a 2005 Ford Focus. He's never gonna be invited to shoot cars again. Front seat of the 2023 Kia Niro. Getting in and out is very easy. Let me show you that again. Get in and get out. Very easy. Seats are made from eucalyptus. I have stainless steel pedals. I've got black piano black trim all the way across here, including this ambient lighting that shows in this little trim piece. Kind of nice, very modern, very cut, very youthful feeling. I like the fact that all this stuff is from the new generation Kia, including the EV6 and the Sportage. Like, look at this HVAC. I just put my hand here and it toggles, it cleans up the buttons. I don't have to have multiple buttons anymore. It's all done through the right side of this display. The left side stays the same. I have rotary buttons, and I have front defrost, rear auto climate, and recirculation. But if we start all the way here with the door panel, you do have two buttons for your memory seat. You have fold-in mirrors, automatic windows, and then this nice little texture that's on top of the plastic that makes it feel less plasticky, including this awesome rubberized perforated dash. It's cool, funky, and different. Even this nice big 10-inch heads-up display, when I was driving it, it doesn't create any sort of glare. I can see it very clearly. And of course, the maps are also integrated for your lefts and rights when I'm looking in front of me. This headliner is also made from a recycled material that looks like the inside of a cardboard box, but It's a nice touch that they're doing something different. Now down here you do have your USB and USB-C, including wireless charging and a cigarette lighter. There's more piano black trim, but I've tried to mark it as much as I can, and it actually doesn't show fingerprints. They must have some sort of new technology they've used, because they need to use that technology on the screen. And this is where the engine start and stop button is, your 3 increments of heated seats per side, your cooled seats, your heated steering wheel, your auto hold, your camera, and then your parking sensors. It does have a versatile center console that has this compartment separator that separates the wet stuff from the dry stuff, along with these cup holders where you push this button down and then it's like, hey, I'm open. Even this shoulder line below where the glove compartment is, it does have this weathered type feel of the plastic. It's not the smooth stuff that's on the inside that most cars have. This thing is weathered. It's kind of different. Back seat of the Kia Niro Hybrid. Now, it's exactly the same as the EV. The only difference being is that it has this hump here, as opposed to the other one doesn't. The EV is completely flat. The seats are made from eucalyptus. This does have a cup holder. The seats fold down 60/40, and you do have this little funky thing here that you can hang your shopping bag or whatever bag you'd like to hang right there. It does have, ooh, lost my finger almost. It does have USB-Cs on each seat right here on the side. That's why there's nothing here. Most people will look here, but it's actually right in the seat. It does have vents that are good. Even though it's a small car, it does have them. It doesn't have panoramic sunroof, but it does have this recycled fiber headliner, which is kind of unique because it's an EV sort of movement, even though this is a hybrid. Now, I do really like the hybrids for that reason, because it feels different when you're inside of it. It feels more energized than an EV, but that's just my opinion. As far as the door panels go, they are plasticky feeling. I wish they were like the front, which had a little bit of rubberized coating on the top, but hey, it is what it is. It does have a Harman Kardon sound system. Now, the one thing that this does not have that the EV does have is it doesn't have a V2L, so which means you can't plug in a household plug underneath the seat, which the EV does have. So if you're one of those people that feel like you have to plug something in, like a household legitimate 3-prong plug, the EV is what you have to buy, because the hybrid doesn't offer that. Now, the other feature this doesn't have is it doesn't have heated seats in the back. Although the EV does have it, it's a higher price point than the hybrid, but it does offer that. So if you want heated seats in the back, the EV is what you're gonna have to buy. So what can you fit inside the back of a Kia Niro? How large is it inside? Well, for sure I'm fitting. That is for damn sure. You can probably fit 2 of me. Bye-bye. In the 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid, not the full EV, we made a video, and not the plug-in hybrid, this is just the regular hybrid. Now, Kia expects this to be their second seller after the EV. This is powered by a 1.6 4-cylinder that makes 195 pound-feet of torque and 139 horsepower. Not the other way around. You got it. 139 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. That doesn't sound like a lot of horsepower, but you need torque. And we're going up a mountain, so let's see how it goes. Foot on the gas, frying tires with 139 horsepower. Now, I just drove the EV and this is the hybrid, and I will say this is a ton more exhilarating because you can hear it. It doesn't make a ton of horsepower, but it's the torque that gets me up the hill because of the electric component to it. It just feels better on the road. The weight distribution of this thing compared to the EV is a lot better. Now, those that are buying the EV are probably not gonna flip this thing around corners like I am right now in this hybrid, but man, this thing handles really well. And obviously I am in sport. Now, you have different drive modes, but in the EV you had normal. This thing just has sport and eco. It's missing a normal mode. All right, perfect. And it's even missing a snow mode. Now, the EV had the snow mode when I held it down. This thing just has eco and sport. Back to sport. On the ground. Handles really well. Good body dynamics, way better than the EV. I'm furrowing my eyebrows because I'm engaged. It's just crazy to me thinking about it that this thing makes such weak numbers from a horsepower perspective, and it's probably going to get blasted like crazy, but man, it's good. In a straight line, it's probably a little bit pathetic, but around corners and when you're in momentum already, it's good. I'm just really impressed with the weight distribution of this thing over the EV. It's nice to drive them back to back so I can actually tell you what makes a difference. If you haven't watched our Kia Niro EV video, I will tell you that this hybrid is the sporty version of that EV. Now, Kia Niro in general is a sporty looking hatchback, but it's not exactly a sporty driving hatchback. It's really just designed to sort of fit in that vibe if you don't want to buy a Sportage that sits so high. It's a lower sitting Sportage. It's probably the smoothest, softest hatchback I've ever driven, although Kia says that it's a small compact SUV for some weird reason. And speaking of three different versions, the Niro is the only vehicle that Kia makes that you have the choice to get the hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and the full EV. So you have your choices of what you'd like, which is kind of crazy considering this is not a full-out SUV, although they call it that. But in my opinion, buy this, the hybrid. Way more fun, way more exciting, unless of course gas prices shoot through the roof and all you can afford is plugging your car into the wall. Again, if you are a city driver and you only drive, say, 100 to 200 miles per trip at the most, then the EV is probably what you want to look at. But if you're like me and you still want to have that extended range but not really worry about the battery charging, then I'd probably look at one of these guys, the hybrid. Probably not the plug-in hybrid, because the hybrid's good enough for what I want, and I love the weight distribution. As always, thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, please smash that subscribe button, give us a like, and thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.